Hi everybody, I'm meteorologist Stephanie Roberts. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I got to tell you, this is my first live stream here at Fox 19, so thank you for joining us. I know we had a couple of nights where we didn't do it here at 7:15. Technical problems, getting everything straightened out, and new logins, you know how it goes. Lots of new things to figure out here, but I'm here. It's a holiday week. We've got tons to talk about, and I hope you say hi if you're watching and joining us. Tell me hello, tell me where you're from, where you're watching from, and I'm happy to answer some questions too. So I've got family in the area. They've been here for generations. I'm thrilled to be calling Cincinnati now home and being closer to my family. Not so sure I'm thrilled about the weather just yet, but I love being busy. I'm born and raised in Chicago and spent the first half of my career in Cleveland, Toledo, and Minnesota. So no stranger to winter weather, but hey, we all like it warm. Can't happen all the time. It's been fun to have lots to talk about this week, and I'm glad that we are all here. So let's get into it with weather tonight and talk a little bit about what's going on. Mostly what we are dealing with is a lot of gusty winds out there right now. So big storm system pushing through. The low pressure is actually way up to the north in Canada. That trailing cold front is what's kicked off all these winds, and we're on the back side of the front now, so those winds are from the west to northwest. Look at those gusts. At one point we saw gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour in our northern counties. Just last hour, Lunken reported 37 miles per hour. We've had reports of some power outages too. Can't say I'm real surprised with the winds like this. All it takes is a tree branch down on a power line, and then you've got 1,000 or so people without power. So we had reports in the Wyoming area from Duke Electric that there were definitely some power outages across the area. So it's not just us. Indianapolis is windy, Columbus is windy, all the way up to Cleveland, Toledo, and it's actually kicking off a fair amount of lake effect snow. Once you get that westerly flow over those open lake waters, you can get a lot of lake effect snow problems. So that's something you need to know if you are going to be out and about and traveling, that those winds are definitely out there. So we've got a wind advisory for the rest of tonight. Those wind gusts are up to 40 miles per hour for us. I'd say upwards even closer to 50 once you get north of us. But they're starting to calm down during the overnight hours. We will be seeing the winds starting to die down. So some good news there. The temperatures are going to tumble as well. In fact, when you don't have wind and you have clear skies, it can get even colder. That's going to be the story come Friday. So we're definitely in a really winter-like pattern right now. All right, outside right now, air temps are back into the mid and upper 30s, and the feels-like temps are headed into the 20s. And by the time you get up for Thanksgiving morning, temperatures are going to feel like the teens. Kind of a bummer. I know all those turkey trots, so popular. So many families like to go out and do stuff like that, and it's just going to be really cold. So if you are thinking about heading out with your family, know that you're going to have to bundle everybody up. All right, here's what we're looking at in terms of precipitation. Not a big deal. I love this. I know lots of people are going to be out and about tonight, whether it's the grocery store or the parties. The young ones always like to get back together on Thanksgiving Eve. We're really not seeing any precipitation. A few random snowflakes here or there is all we are looking at. But if you are hitting the road tonight or early tomorrow, look at all that lake effect snow. That's that cold westerly wind coming over the Great Lakes. So that puts snow over the entire eastern and central eastern portions of Ohio. If you're heading north on 71, you're going to run into it a little bit in Columbus, definitely by Mansfield. As you get closer to Canton, Akron, Cleveland, and especially east of Cleveland, Menor, Willoughby in the hills, all the way out to Youngstown, and all the way into western Pennsylvania. That is lake-enhanced snow because of those cold, cold western winds. Northern Indiana, that 90-94 corridor gets real slick with those winds coming off of Lake Michigan. So if that's somewhere you're traveling either today or tomorrow, I think lake effect snow is going to be a concern. And as for Michigan, they're getting hammered. Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Lansing, even all the way over to Detroit, reporting snow right now. I've got a son at Michigan State, and I'm not going till Friday because hopefully the lake effect snow will quiet down a little bit by then. We just need that low pressure to pull out of Canada. things will start to improve immensely. All right, look at during the overnight hours. We start to get some breaks in the clouds. I still think we're going to start Thanksgiving Day fairly cloudy, but as we go throughout the day, we are expecting those clouds to break up a bit. It all depends on how fast that low pressure area pulls out of Canada, because when we have those western winds, we're getting some lake effect cloud cover as well. But by Thursday afternoon, I think things are going to look much improved. And really, Thanksgiving Day looks pretty great. But wow, what a difference a day makes. Temperatures some 20 degrees colder right now than they have been. So we definitely have a lot of cold temperatures out there, and once the cold comes in, we are going to keep the cold. Tomorrow morning, temperatures going to get back into the mid and upper 20s, so some very cold air moving in. And then again, when we factor in those winds, that's when you really know that it's cold, because we're going to have wind chills back into the teens. All right, if you're listening along, say hi to me. I don't have any comments yet on Facebook. I know everybody's busy getting ready for the holidays, but I wanted to make sure you had the weather updates that you need, especially if you're traveling around. Even if you're not traveling, I bet you're making plans for the long holiday weekend. You need to plan on finding the winter coat and keeping it close at hand. Temperatures tomorrow in the mid and upper 30s. Temperatures Friday even colder. We're going to get into the low to mid 30s. And then we're looking at temperatures staying cold in the 40s all the way through next week. All right, we are definitely looking at cold conditions, and unfortunately it's not going to change. Hey Derek, thanks for saying hi. I'll pop on over and say hi to you as well. Great to see you. I'm Stephanie Roberts. I'm the newest meteorologist for the First Alert Storm Team here, and I'm actually the chief meteorologist as well, which means I have an amazing team to work with. Hi, Laura from West Harrison. Woo, you had some wind, Laura. I saw some huge wind gusts earlier from West Harrison, so I know it's been a windy day. I am thrilled to be here. I am thrilled to be busy because I moved here because I love weather and fronts and Midwest weather. I'm born and raised in Chicago. I'm a Midwest girl. My whole family's in Cincinnati, Columbus, and up to Cleveland. Right now, my kids are in Chicago and Michigan. So this is the perfect place for me to be. I'm not going to tell you I love winter weather, but I do love tracking weather and keeping everybody up to date. So I will get my heavy coat out and learn to cope. I hate to even tell you where I moved here from. I came here from Florida. We spent the last few years in the Tampa area. So I'm not going to say it's a shock because I'm Midwestern, but a little bit of a reminder that things here get a little bit spicy this time of year in terms of cold temperatures. I am about to dig out my heaviest coat. All right, let's talk about the rest of the weekend. We're going to see a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. We actually have a great looking Black Friday on the way. I love to shop. I will be out early in my heavy coat. It's going to be a cold day, but we are going to see, whoops, wrong button. I'll get used to this. We are going to see mostly cloudy conditions early Friday and then dry conditions all day Friday. So no travel troubles Thursday, no travel troubles Friday. It's just going to be cold. Saturday, the first half of the day looks great, but look at that mess back to the west on Saturday. So as we get to Saturday night, I think we're going to start with like a snowy, wintry mix. Overnight Saturday into Sunday, it should change to rain. But the problem is it's going to be slick. Pavement's going to be wet. I think we could even see some heavier rains during the day on Sunday. And you know it's a huge travel day. But look at the big map. There's ice in Columbus, there's snow in Cleveland, there's rain in Indy, there's a mix in Chicago, and folks are going to be driving all around the Midwest coming back to us here in the tri-state area. So I'm a little worried about travel on Sunday, and it's never good for the airports anytime you have wintry precipitation. So Sunday's going to be a bit of a mess. It is going to be slippery on our roads. We're, of course, going to monitor that for you throughout the weekend here, but I do think it's going to be a little bit of a changing situation. And then look at this. The next storm system rolls in on Tuesday. So I said I came here because I wanted to stay active, and we definitely have things staying active. All right, here's your First Alert 7-day forecast. Loving Thanksgiving Day. It's going to be cold in the morning, temps in the 20s. It's going to feel like the teens, but we're going to see some sunshine. If you're heading out for the turkey trots, lots of layers. Wrap a scarf around your face. It's really hard to breathe in heavy when you're running when the air is that cold and dry. All right, maybe you're not breathing heavy when you run, but I'm huffing and puffing, and I'm actually enough of a baby. I'm sitting out the turkey trot this year. I feel a little guilty. It's been a family tradition wherever we've lived for years, but little too cold for me this year. We will be dry though, so enjoy your Thursday afternoon with your family and friends. Friday, if you're heading out for Black Friday, it'll be cold in the morning, but we will see lots of sunshine. sunshine. Another cold start on Saturday. Clouds will thicken up throughout the day on Saturday. We may see a little bit of a wintry mix and maybe even some accumulating snow, just like a dusting, a slush, late Saturday into early Sunday, but then it's going to rain. The snow's going to melt, but the roads will be slick. So I'm definitely going to monitor everything for travel on Sunday. Note the temperatures. We just don't warm up. We're going to stay in the 30s, maybe the 40s Sunday, but right back to the 30s, and that holds true all next week. So here's the good news. Once you dig out the winter coats, the gloves, I know we've only needed them a couple of brief times so far this year. Now we're going to need them for the next week or so. So we're kind of in transition to a much more wintry pattern. The winds of change are blowing right now. Those winds will be up for the next several hours. Then they'll die down, and you're going to feel that cold when you get up tomorrow morning. So thanks to Ricky watching from Williamsburg, Ohio. Susan, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for greeting me. I will be your new 7:15 streaming weather host. I've got the tech figured out. We're a couple of minutes late anytime. Bear with me. This is a new process. I practically had to have an engineering degree to do it. I've got a great meteorology degree, but this needed like computer engineering skills, but I'm on top of it now. I've got it. We've got a great team here. We all work together forecasting 7 days a week, all day long. I'm really excited to be here and have so many great people. So when I join you next, feel free to chat. You guys can ask me questions. I've got stories. I can tell you where I've been. Honestly, I'm an open book. I'm a mom. I have 5 kids. They are 18 through 23. I can take a lot of things happening at once because I raised those 5 kids. So happy to be here. I'm going to the grocery store because I need butter to make a pie for my kids. I'm actually working tomorrow, so if you're going to be checking on local news, I'll be here watching the weather. I'll be here at 7:15 tomorrow, but my kids want me to bring them a pie when I come see them in Michigan this weekend. So that's what I'm off to do. Bake a pie, watch the weather. Sounds like a great Thanksgiving. So stay safe, stay warm, and you can find me on email if you have any questions. You can find me every night at 7:15 right here. And of course, I hope you're watching us on the news as well. Quick question from Ricky. How do you like working with the team so far? I love them. They've been wonderful. I've seen mostly Brad and Aaron because they've been working afternoons with me, but I'll see more of Anna and Catherine when I'm around a little bit more during the day, and I'll get to know everybody as well as you do. So we're lucky. We have 5 awesome, smart meteorologists here, and we're going to keep you up to date on everything you want to know. It's going to be a long winter, but we're going to do it together. All right, that's it for me for now. I got to go to the grocery store. I get to take a little break, but thank you for joining, and I'll see you back here every night at 7:15. I'll see you on TV tonight at 10 and 11. Have a happy night. Hi from Fairfax, Andrew. Talk to you soon.